Now, everybody's in here, and my desktop is not refreshing once again. Good morning, everyone. BMX News live, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single Friday. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Noah McBride's in here. Kier Karinsky on Huck's channel is in here. Alan Camp, shout out to the Ohio BMX Trails series going down this year. Just Instagram search that and you'll see what I'm talking about. Caleb Oney's here. Who else? Kevin Jackson, DFL, Jay Wade. Oh, hello, everyone. Shout out especially to the members in the chat. Huck and Kier Karinsky, their family. Caleb Oney, Kevin Jackson's in here. It's a way to support the channel, get some custom emojis and early access to videos, members only Discord group, stuff like that. With that being said, thank you to the 20 of you who are hanging out for BMX News right now. I think I might try and do something a little different where we end this one with a little Q&A. If anybody has any questions, we'll see. But to start talking about the news, first things first, we've got the coverage from Ultimate X 2024. We've got qualifying, finals, as well as best trick, where I'm not going to lie to you guys. The only thing I remember seeing from this so far is Jeremy Malot's winning best trick that he posted on Instagram. He did a massive 180 triple tail whip to win the Pat Casey best trick. And other than that, I can't remember what I saw. So check it out if you want to see the coverage from this event. It's a cool event that goes down in South Africa, and it's definitely a staple. It's happened for a long time, and it's a big event, so glad that it's still happening. With that being said, let's move into the videos from this week. If you're new here, we talk about the shortest video first, then end up at the longest video, followed by talking about interview and things like that. So first up, we've got Odyssey Sunday Full Factory guest list with Jared Duncan and Eddie Cuellar as his guest. So this is a quick one. These videos are usually somewhat short, but this is 2 minutes and change of these guys going at it. And the thing that got me the most stoked in this video was to see that Eddie is riding front brakes, and he did a bunch of front brake tricks in here, and I thought it was awesome. Yes, Q&A. We'll start thinking of your questions for the end, because I might start doing that at the end of these news videos, live streams, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, these ramps, so much fun. I love seeing how other people interpret them and ride them, and both of these dudes killed it. The one line Jared did where he ended up in a fakie and then did a cab 450 nose G-turn thingy. Good stuff. Then we got Josh Dove Weekend Vibes. This one is kind of just going through what looks like a typical weekend day for Josh Dove, where he's riding, then he's going, and I think there's some food involved, followed by jumping out of a tree into some water, and just looked like a good time. And it was kind of just a raw take, quick video. Next up, Devin Burks. Not gonna lie, didn't know his actual name until I saw this video. Master Chef Dev is what he's known as on Instagram. And you know when you go somewhere, or you're in school, you're in high school, and there's that guy who's just like super awesome, and you look at him like, man, I want to be like that guy. This is that guy, because he does candy bars off of shipping containers into huge banks, over dirt jumps, does big rails, does one-handed ice pick grinds down rails, and like when you're or when you're somewhere and he's riding, it's just like everybody's watching that guy, and just cool. Master Chef Dev just seems like a rad person. Basically what I'm getting at. And this video is super well-rounded. Street, I think skate park stuff, dirt jumps, and shredding all around. Yeah, there's skate park stuff in here for sure. He does a huge bar to ice to foot jam to can in on a sub box that's really tall for a bar to ice. Then we've got Matt Berenger's Backyard Session Raw. So Grant Castelluzzo has been uploading stuff to a YouTube channel, and looks like he's starting to put some focus on this YouTube channel. And I wanted to talk about this one and gives everybody an idea that was happening. So if you didn't know, Grant C, starting a YouTube channel. Not sure where it's going to go, but check it out and subscribe to it if you haven't yet. Then we've got Drop BMX, Davi Sodra, and it's a video called Rec. I don't know that word. I looked up how you pronounce his name, but not the title of the video. Either way, just like the previous video we were talking about with being well-rounded, this is also well-rounded with a lot of different types of riding in here. This comes out of southern Brazil. And basically you got everything from street to big concrete skate parks. And then there's some dirt jumps in here somewhere as well. Dirt jump. Killer video from somebody that you might not have heard of before. So you should definitely check it out. Then we've got Max Svedkovic. And this is a video with Colony. And something that I think is so cool about BMX is that one week you can have a video come out from a company where it's Tobias Wiki doing crazy tech stuff and everyone's stoked that he's riding a bike again. And then the next week you could have a video with someone like Max here who's very well rounded in street riding, but it's a totally different type of riding 2 weeks back to back. And I think that's cool about BMX. I think there should be more of that in BMX. Companies would do better if they had completely varying styles of riders on their teams, because instead of look at it this way. If you have two riders who ride very similarly, do you think that the same people who watch one are probably going to watch the other? Now think in terms of an investment. Are you going to put twice as much money into something that gets you the same result? Or are you going to take that same amount of money that you're putting into two different people, and maybe even if they're not getting paid, it's resources, bike parts, whatever it might be that costs money? Or are you going to put that into two totally separate things that get you totally different results from different areas? It just kind of makes sense. And there will be more talking about that in the future. But check this video out. It's a good one. Then we've got a video from the Shred Zone, the Rebirth. So this is basically video that starts out showing them tearing apart the previous place, the Power Plant Shred Zone, which is a private indoor skate park setup in the New England area. Quick history with our setup will give you that. Wintertime in New England sucks. Homies got together, built ramps. There you go. 3 years at the previous place, and they all shared things. Here's a list of names for everyone that's involved. And yeah, this video shows the process of tearing the old place down and then transporting the ramps to the new place, building it, and then a whole bunch of riding. And I'm not going to lie, the song at the beginning was so mid-2000s that when it kicked in, it gave me chills to this video. I would love to see more music like that in videos. Then we've got Sabrosa and Shadow with a video with someone named Junior Cunha. It's a video called Inspiration, and this one is inspired to his dad, and you can read a little bit more about that in the description of this right here if you want to pause and read it. But basically, dude just wanted to honor his dad and dedicate a video to him. So that's that, and lots of street riding in here. Check it out for someone that you also maybe never heard of before. Then we get into the interview talking type stuff from the week. Eclat voicemail number 6. This one is with Joe Jarvis talking about the Metra stem. A minute of him just talking about the stem with riding in the background. So if you want to learn more, there you go. Then we've got one that I didn't know what it was going to be when I pushed play. The story of BMX rider Gabe One Punch Brooks from the Trouble Gangster Crip. So I had no idea clicking play on this what it was going to be, because I mean, Gabe passed away in like 2017. Yeah. Cast in 2017. This video comes out 7 years later. And the dude, whoever made this, did a really, really good job. From doing the research to learn about Gabe and everything to do with him, to gathering footage from interviews and riding and just telling this dude's story in a what felt like pretty well summed up manner. And I definitely enjoyed listening to this one and watching it. A lot of good footage in here, some interview stuff, and history on him more so just as a person and not just focused around BMX. So then we've got Haro Talk Tales, this one with Colin Verignac. Didn't get a chance to listen to this one, but it's almost 10 minutes where you get to learn from Colin Verignac. And yeah, if you're a fan, you probably want to check it out. Next up, Matthias Dandois Bike Check with Source. So you want to learn about Matthias's bike. This bike check is 20 minutes long. I didn't watch it, but they're standing here talking about this bike for 20 minutes. So I'm sure they get down into the nitty gritty details about the bike. Yeah. Then we get a couple podcasts this week. Canode Knows with Mickey Fleck. Then, and this one was only like an hour and 15 minutes. Normally his are like 2.5, 3 hours. But you can learn from Mickey Fleck, someone who, him and Felix Prangenberg might be going neck and neck right now for most videos and parts that come out in a single year. Seems like every other month, those dudes are just going in, making really good videos too at that. Then we got Chad Curley, Origins and Influences, Unclicked Podcast. CK Podcast, 2.5 hours, learning about Chad's origins and influences. Let's see if they put the see if they put the time in there. Yeah, so his origins for the first half hour, self-edit for 5 minutes, Nike 6.0 video for another 40 minutes, then the hunt, premium frame promo. I used to ride a premium CK. Market leftovers, 2018 Haro Park, 2017 Real BMX, Seek Life 2, 2021 Real BMX, USL Blow Up the Park, Lockdown, just talking about video parts and I'm assuming the origins and influences behind them. So that's everything I have news-wise in BMX this week. If you guys have any questions, I'll give you a couple minutes here for questions. Caleb already threw one in the chat. I guess I could have just told people to put questions in as we were going and not answer them at the end as well, so that we don't have too much of a gap. But now is the time. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat and we can have some answers for them. Caleb Oni asks, when will we get a Brant video part that the people are dying for? As soon as I film 15 seconds more of clips to fill the void in the center of the part that I've been working on. I'll be honest, last year in June, I hurt my knee as I was really focusing, trying to film clips for a video. I was putting a lot of thought into it and trying to do it a little differently than I have in the past, where I just do the trick. This time I was more so thinking about like how the trick was done, more so than just getting the trick done. So there's a lot of doing things multiple times to make them look and feel as good as possible. Got hurt in June doing just that when I should have taken one that I had already landed. My knee was hurt for months. I mean, it's just now getting to the point where it's feeling 100% again. It's probably like 95%, I would say. But I got 15 seconds of clips that I need to film yet. I already kind of have an idea of what I want to do. Just got to do it, basically. Then what else we got? Will we ever get a how to tail whip video? I feel like there's so many how to tail whip videos and I don't know if I could do any better, honestly. And also, guys, like these questions don't have to be about me. Like they can be just questions in general about bike parts, bike companies, whatever. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be just talking about me, you know? But I feel like there's so many how to tail whip videos out there and so many good ones that I don't necessarily know if I need to make one. I guess I could make one. The thing about me and tail whips is that I do them with my wrong foot forward, which means that I I switch my foot and I do it the wrong way. Gage Sharp's in here. I want a how to foof from Noah. You hear that? Brant can't tail whip. Noah, I can tail whip both ways, and you know it. Noah, we're making a how to foof video for Gage next time you're in Ohio. Got it? Good. Also, what is your favorite video part? Man, I have to sit here and think about it because I have so many videos that I love. And I don't know. My go-to that I used to watch every single day is the Dane Searles Giants of Dirt 3 video where he's backflipping that 60-foot dirt jump. Also, I guess unanimously I say that the 2006 Dirty East Flow Contest video is my favorite video of all time, just because that video was one of the only ones I watched growing up, and it's been really cool meeting most of the people in that video and calling them friends. When I watched it the first time and kept watching it, I had no idea who anyone was. Both ways, Spencer Forsman voice. That's funny. Any word about the Vans Pro Cup coming back? I have no idea. I hope they do the Waffle Cup instead of the Pro Cup and just do those, because that was a more well-rounded version and everyone loved that. Everybody that competed in it said they liked it more than X Games. When are you announcing your kendama sponsorship? Man, I don't even have a kendama. Honestly, I've only ever messed with one time. That's code talk for Brant can't tail whip. Listen. Shh. I already addressed that one. Do you have any insider information on the wheel mill closing? When is the next BMX After Dark happening or causing a scene segment? BMX After Dark, as soon as Noah and I plan it. Wheel mill information. So I talked to Harry last time, 2 times ago, that I was at the wheel mill. And he basically made it sound like, just like his Instagram post, that there's hope for the wheel mill and that there's avenues that could be gone down. Then I talked to somebody else while I was there, and there was one thing that was potentially going to happen, but then something else came up so that the first thing didn't have to happen. And I think at this point, what is being waited on, I don't have any idea of what's actually going on, but I would assume that before anything's announced, people are just kind of waiting on 100% certainty one way or the other. And I'm hoping the fact that there hasn't been something announced yet means that it's going to go in the positive way. How many subs do we have to hit for you to shotgun a beer? 100 million, because I'm never doing it. Well, bad news is, Gage, I'm shit at them, so how to would be try until it works. No, we're gonna do a how to, Noah, and don't even think about how you'd say it, because I just want to, I want to make that video. Who else out there blends flatland and street like Matthias Dandois? I love that style. There is a guy. There's another guy who does it. He's from somewhere else. What's his name? He does flat and street. What's his name? I can't remember. Oh, I feel bad, but there is another guy who does it, and he kills it, and he's not as high profile of a name as Matthias, but he's so good. Let's see. Noah's secret is beer on the rims. Jeremiah Smith, success is not an option. What does that mean? Noah, is that a video? Favorite pro? God, I don't even know. I'd have to sit here and think about that for a while. Will there be a matching front hub for the Venus? Everyone Go on Alienation's Instagram and post that they need to make a front Venus hub. It's been talked about a bunch of times. I think we're closer to it being possible than we were, say, a year ago, but I just want it to happen as well. How many likes for Brant to take his shirt off? Just watch a video in the summertime. It happens regardless. That was a video part. Oh, okay. So yeah. Any more questions? If you got any more questions about whatever, I think we're going to start doing this at the end of the news video. Round it out to like 30, 40 minutes maybe. 30 minutes sounds good. But if there's no more questions, we can end it sooner than that. Scotty for sure. Scotty is definitely up there. I just would have to think about it more to really have like a solid answer that yes, that is the answer for me. Is Brant straight edge? You know, I guess by the technical term for straight edge, you could say yeah, but I don't claim it. Like, I don't subscribe to the lifestyle that is straight edge. I don't have straight edge tattoos. I don't tell people I'm straight edge. I just have no interest and never have had any interest in doing any of that stuff, whether it's drinking, smoking, crack, meth. I have no interest in any of it. So it's just one of those things that I've always felt like was a distraction from BMX for me, and I wanted to put all 100% of my energy and effort into riding my bike. And I kind of am scared of what drunk high Brant would be like, to be honest. Never listened to Earth Crisis. I don't even know what Earth Crisis is. By definition of culture, Noah is probably more straight edge than I am, just because he probably knows more about the straight edge culture than I do. So you'll be around people smoking a joint and you just won't partake in inhaling. Basically, biking is Brant's drug. Landing a new trick is my drug. Being around my friends laughing our heads off is my drug, for sure. I always wondered because your eyes get hella glossy. Nope, that's just the natural chemicals in my brain because I swear I don't need drugs to get high. Some of the questions that I think of and things, dots that I connect in my head. Yeah, type Earth Crisis face in Google. I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do it on the stream, that's for sure. Earth Crisis face. Oh, wait, is this a thing? Do people just tattoo their face for Earth Crisis? What did you do to yourself? Whatever. That's the supplements. Yeah, that's my alpha brain kicking in. Speaking of that, I'm gonna take one right now. And if you guys want to try Alpha Brain, there's links in the description. If you've heard about it, you can try it for free in the description. This stuff works. Let's see. When will Kier be interviewed by me? Chris, you can't even spell my name right, man. How can I go about organizing a jam in a city that predominantly caters to skaters? We get one day a week at the local skate park and lots of hostility from the skaters. You know, I feel like you could, it's tough if you get hostility, but like, I feel like people in general, if you find the right person who's kind of a figurehead of skating in your city, if you went to them and were just honest and was like, hey man, I just want to bring our community together and I want to come to you and talk about it, see if we can work together on it, do a combined BMX and skate jam, and just like put it out there that you want to make the community between BMX and skating come together for a day or just be closer together, work together, and make something for everybody, or just do a BMX event and that you just want to bring your community together and you wanted to work with them to see how you guys could just make it possible, because everybody deserves to be able to have those events. Or you can do what Noah just said and get a mob of BMXers and just ride. All skaters have tiny arms, so you'll definitely win the fight. I've also always felt like you could definitely do something like that where you just get 100 BMX riders together and show up. But yeah, event during bike day, but let the skaters in the event too, just working together. Because last summer there was an event at Akron Skate Park here in Ohio that's going to be getting torn down at some point because there's a whole story behind it. But there was an event there that was BMX and skate, and it was organized by BMX riders and skateboarders, and it actually was really awesome. So they just staggered the events throughout the day. There would be BMX, then the skate event, BMX and skate event, and it was really cool the way that it worked because everybody was stoked. Everybody was there having a good time together. The events didn't really butt heads, I guess you could say, and it kind of just worked, and everyone was stoked on everyone else. When the skateboarders were doing their event, BMX riders were riding somewhere else or just watching and being happy for it, and then vice versa for the BMX stuff. Way stronger legs, way higher pain tolerance. Good idea. Mob time. I mean, it could go either way. Basically, if it was me, what I would do, and if I was in that situation, is I would do what I suggested of going to the skateboard people and being like, look, here's what I want to do. Can we work together on it? Whether it's BMX and skate or just BMX. And then if they're assholes, they're not open to it, they don't want any part of it, and they just want to push it out, that's when I would be like, hey man, we gave them a chance. Let's get 100 of us together and show them that they can't push us around, because we're in 2024 where people can literally do anything they want with themselves and say they are whatever they want to be. But you can't take the wrong fun kid's toy to a skate park and ride it if you want to. You can't have the wrong thing at a skate park, which I think is just BS. So yeah, it will also take 12 skaters. It will take the skaters 12 tries to land a punch. That's funny. Even Swampfest invited skateboards. Yeah, just use Swampfest as an example too. It's like, look, the biggest BMX event going on right now is also a skate event too. There's definitely a lot of avenues that could be gone down. Trucks as pegs equals no room for complaints. There you go. So yeah, with that being said, we just hit 10:30. So I think I'm going to do this Q&A thing at the end of the news more often. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got 26 people in here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Thanks everybody, and